Originally, my parents are my grandfather.
Uh-huh.
My great grandfather actually is from China, from Fujian province in Xiamen. I don't mind if you film because this is a historic site.
Right.
It has been restored by the UNESCO as a historic site, the Nations Education Scientific whatever, right? UNESCO. So you don't mind if I use this?
No.
So this is the pamphlet that they distribute to tourists who go there. You don't have to pay if you go with me. You can go with pass.
Oh, yes, yeah.
What do you call this? Face pass.
Face pass.
So these are these is a village of 16 houses
Oh,
that my
small,
grandfather built. My grandfather was
Yeah. Is this him here?
the father of this one.
Oh, okay.
So my great grandfather was the financial advisor to the emperor and married into royalty in
Wow.
in the Qin dynasty.
She's
Yeah,
a
Qin
princess.
dynasty.
So in this place, you notice these courtyards. This is where they filmed the crouching tiger, the
Yeah.
jumping whatever's. You know, they jump
Hidden,
over the
yeah.
courtyards, right?
Yeah, I
So-
remember that. I love that movie.
Oh yes,
Ang
okay.
Lee.
Yeah. So I will show you a little memento from there. Then, so my great great grandfather was a businessman. He didn't want to stay in China when there was nothing else to do. So he rode a boat going to the Philippines in Manila. And there's a big newspaper write-up. He went to the Philippines in Manila. He didn't know where to go. The boat landed in Quiapo Church, the historic church in Quiapo, Manila. So he was adopted by the priest, Father Velasco. He was adopted. He didn't know what to do. All he did was, when you go to church, you have votive candles, right?
Uh-huh.
So he would clean the candles from the votive candles in the evening.
You won't see too much of me. I got more.
Yeah, my husband Richard.
We met him outside, yeah.
Oh,
met
sorry.
outside.
Yeah.
I did.
But I found something else I got to fix.
Richard, Mike, and Yna. So he would clean the votive candle containers, right?
Uh-huh.
And when the supplier would come, he was very businessman. He would sell whatever he scraped off because that's still candle wax, right?
Yeah.
So the supplier would pay the church, and the priest would hide the money under the mattress. When he died, he gave it to my grandfather.
Uh-huh.
So the father of this one,
Right.
Don Mariano. If you Google it, it's on Google, Don Mariano Chwachenko. That's the, you can Google it.
Okay.
Don Mariano Chua, C-H-U-A, then Chenko,
Shinko.
C-H-E-N-G-C-O, Chwachenko.
Chinese.
Yeah, I've got it on film, so I have it.
Oh my God. I'm like a tourist guide
Yeah.
now. Huh? I didn't know. I go slowly.
No.
So so he
Shinko.
when he died, because he was like a waif, you know, he was like
Right.
adopted, right? So he'd go with the priest, and and in the Spanish era, the priests controlled the commerce in the Philippines.
Right.
So he would go with the priest and say, in this part we're going to build the shipyard. In this part we're going to build, the boats are coming for commerce. And this part is a commercial center, and this is Quiapo Church. You can look up Quiapo Church. It's the
Yeah.
center of commerce in Manila. So the grandfather, who is very entrepreneurial, okay, shipyard, etc. So he knows who distributes the candles, and the wick of the candle is a rope. So he told the supplier, there's going to be ships in here. You will need rope, like,
Yeah, shipping rope. Yeah, like heavy
so
rope.
they call it Manila hemp.
Yes.
Hemp, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's our business.
That was the family business, is to
Yeah.
build, to make rope for the
And then they
shipyards.
said, okay, this is the commercial side. So he put up the commercial buildings. The first commercial
Building.
row, they call it a bazaar.
Bazaar,
Yeah,
right?
bazaar,
Yeah,
right.
Bazaar. They called it a bazaar. So he controlled he controlled the commerce in Manila because he knew where the priests were going to develop.
Right.
And he was richer because he had money given by the priest.
From the wax, yeah.
He was entrepreneurial.
Yeah, but I'll start from little candle scrapings.
Right.
Wax scrapings, and now he built an empire out
Exactly.
out of wax.
Then that's why we go Manila paper, Manila rope, Manila hemp, right? So he had Manila hemp and Manila rope, and the commercial center, the bazaar. Unluckily, I wasn't born yet,
of. Yeah, so,
so I wasn't spoiled.
yeah.
I had to work way up. Really, from the lowest position after graduation from college, I was a writer. That was my first job.
You were a writer?
A writer. Because
Wow.
English is my first language. So I was a writer for the company, for the bank. Well, going back, so he had 8 sons.
And he married a Filipina?
No?
Oh.
He married a Chinese with bound feet.
Oh,
Eh,
little feet.
okay. So, because that's a sign of royalty. If
Right.
you have bound feet, you don't need to work. You have servants to do things for you. So on and so forth. He would go to Manila. He'd buy the tiles from Manila, the tiles for the houses. He built 16 houses for
Wow.
his brothers and his relatives in China. And this is that place.
So he traveled back and forth from Manila back to China?
He knew already because he had a business, he could afford it, right?
Yeah.
So he gave birth to how many? I think 8. But my grandfather is the 6th son,
Okay.
Don Jose. They called it, because they call it Don Jose, Don something.
Yeah, Don.
I still have the American passports of them.
Wow.
Traveling from American passports to go on the SS Lincoln or something. So this is my grandfather. He had 2 wives. A Chinese wife who had bound feet also, and my grandmother.
She's a Filipina.
She is not.
She's not.
She is
Chinese.
Portuguese.
Oh, Portuguese.
Oh.
Portuguese from Macau. If you trace the history of Hong Kong, it is Macau, right? That's why Hong Kong now has the new Hong Kong. If you go to Hong Kong, you have 2 ways to go. One to Macau is they have the boat, and then the others, it's like a Y, and then the other one goes to Zhuhai. Zhuhai is where they make the best pottery because of the soil by the water. So she had a twin who was an actress in Hong Kong.
Oh.
So Hong Kong has this stage actresses who have painted faces, right? And they sing with a
Kabuki.
high pitch.
No, that's Japanese.
Almost like
Almost
a
kabuki, yeah.
You're right. You have good Asian history. So she was the prettiest of the wives.
But she was Portuguese. So.
Yeah,
She's
it looks
Portuguese
like
and
Chinese.
Chinese Portuguese, because you know Hong
Oh,
Kong.
she's
right?
mixed.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
yes.
And this is my dad,
That's your father? What's his name?
Thomas,
Thomas
and my mom, Corazon,
Corazon.
which looks like me. I think
Yeah, it looks
we
like-
look like peas in a pod.
It looks like you.
I would joke.
Well, we've been to Corazon. That was in Lapu-Lapu.
Corazon?
Yeah, Corazon means heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would joke. I said my grandma's got the height. She's 5'7", 5'8".
Ooh, yeah.
I didn't get it.
No,
She's got blonde hair. I didn't
didn't
get
get
it.
it.
She's got aquiline nose. I really didn't get it. She's got
Nose,
jewelry.
Jewelry.
I got it. So I am not complaining.
And then, so from there, how did you get to America?
So they went to Manila, right? They were already in Manila. My grandfather was kind of a womanizer.
Womanizer.
Because he had money,
He's
you
a
know.
stud. You look at him. Yes.
Yeah, so he was sent to Mindanao. Mindanao, so Luzon, Visayas,
I
and
know.
Mindanao.
Oh, yeah, we know Mindanao.
So he was sent to Mindanao, to Zamboanga in Basilan, where we had this rubber plantation and coconut plantation. Because like you do coconut, then you harvest, then you go around. So my mother and my father met in the university, Ateneo.
Wow.
Ateneo.
That's
Yeah.
a famous skull.
Is that in Mindanao?
In Manila, there's
Oh,
also.
Manila, okay.
So it's a school where both of them loved basketball. My mom was a little sporty. She met my dad in a basketball court, I would say. So this is my mom and my dad. They both passed away, and my grandma and my grandpa. So I had them make a picture collage.
Right.
And this is when they were in Hong Kong. My mom and my dad. That's my dad, and that's me. The tiny. If you don't mind, can I interrupt? I'm just open. In Mindanao,
The rubber.
the rubber, the coconut plantation, they call it copra, the dried coconut.
Copra? Yeah, I know
Because you
copra.
make it into, and the rubber. So my mother knows how to
Tap the trees. Yeah.
I have nothing. I don't know anything. And this is our big family. So I said, he had 2 wives, right?
Right.
One was
At
a
the same
Chinese.
time?
Mhm.
Wow.
One was a Chinese with bound feet, right?
Right.
And one was my grandma, the tall one. She is tall. I told you, I'm the little one here.
So they were allowed to have 2 wives then?
Chinese, you can
Oh.
support anybody, right? You're cute with your glasses. Are so cute. You know, they're hanging there.
Well, they click together. They're magnets. Yeah.
Oh, you're.
'Cause I'm
I like you,
blind.
guy, because you what?
I'm not blind. I can't see too good.
Me, I'm legally blind in my right
Oh, are
eye.
you?
Because I was born 7 months, 2.5 pounds.
Oh,
I was put in the
premature.
incubator, and then
That's why you're not so tall.
I got polio on the
Oh.
2nd week. That's why I have to walk with my 3rd leg.
Your 3rd leg.
So this is the big family.
And this
So,
picture was taken.
what? I was 3 years old
So, but in what area?
in Manila.
Oh, in Manila.
And if you have to compute, I'm 66, so that's 63 years ago. This is the 66-year-old
Oh, you
grandma.
look great for 66.
I don't know. I have no choice.
Yeah, what choice do you have?
Right. So these are some of these are from this side, but most of these are from my grandma's side. That's why we have the little Castilian features, the little Spanish features.
So your mother was
This one.
this one. Okay.
And she is this one here. And she is this one here. Which is a splitting image of me.
I had to put my glasses on.
Oh, I have bigger ones there. As a